All righty. Hey, it's Dr. Stan Harris, known as Dr. Breakthrough with the 5-day Breakthrough Comeback Challenge. And obviously, we finished that. We're just on bonus days, and this is actually bonus day number 5. That's right. And just remember, when I say, Dr. Breakthrough, which that name was given to me, I can't provide the breakthrough. I just prescribe the breakthrough. However, when people follow the breakthrough prescription, God Almighty provides the breakthrough they desire and deserve. And what's a breakthrough? It's exploding through barriers that at one time seemed insurmountable. And our special guest today is going to be speaking to you here very shortly. She knows a lot about that. She's going to share you some powerful, not just a story, but give you some tips and techniques and so forth. So you want to make sure, my friend, that you're sharing this out, that you're getting this out to people, my friend. Get something to write on and something to write with. But this, my friend, is incredible. This is your day. And remember, this COVID-19 thing hit. Some people call it a pandemic. I call it a plandemic. But at any rate, a lot of people have lost businesses, lost their finances, income. A lot of people have lost relatives. Some people have lost their lives, and lost loved ones. Some people have lost relationships. Some people, have lost their joy. Some people have lost their hope. Whatever it is you lost, right? Some people like me, I had 4 income streams that this thing just instantly took away, right? But, and then my love of my life is traveling and preaching and speaking and empowering people and looking in their faces and seeing that aha, that breakthrough moment, seeing when they get it, right? And so now we're having to transition and do that online. But at any rate, whatever it is you lost, as we started on the first day, showing you from the Bible, like the man that lost a 1 out of 100 sheep, that 1% was so much, he went after it until he found it. The woman had 10 pieces of silver. She lost only 1, but guess what? She's like, no, that's still mine. I'm going to get it. And I'm telling you, my friend, and then we had some special guests each night. It's been building. It's been incredible. And then you asked me, you said, Dr. Breakthrough, don't stop now. So now we're doing these bonus days. And it's amazing how God works. And I was telling Sue earlier, I actually set this day and I said, you know what? I want to do I had a special person I wanted to have for Tuesday. And because they told me I may not be able to do it till Tuesday. I said, okay, I'll just do bonus days till Tuesday. And then I thought, well, we might as well do Wednesday. And then, of course, a lot of our speakers, we've got different shades and complexions, whatever else. And I was like, wait a minute. I need somebody that's like all the way, like pale face, like our sister from England. No, but anyway, y'all know me. I'm half crazy, so it's all good. My wife's always saying, baby, just breathe. And she's always kicking me underneath the table for saying stuff, but she's not here. Well, she's watching on my show anyway. So Sue, forgive me but I'm a little forward like that. But no, serious though. So what we do, see, I believe there's nothing but one race. It's called the human race. There's just different hues, right? And so we've had male, female, we've had younger, we've had older, we've got mature, middle. So folks, I'm telling you, tonight is this last bonus night, number 5. So Sue's going to have something incredible. So we've been talking about tonight. I told you I was going to talk about the cost of a comeback. And so I'm going to talk just a few moments, and then I'm going to pass it to Sue. And I'm telling you, you better get ready. Because Sue, she's a powerful author. She's a speaker. But not only that, you know what Sue does? She teaches other people how to write their book. Okay, now that's one of the businesses that my wife and I have, but Sue has a whole different niche, a whole different way. But anyway, she is just incredible. So I'm telling you, you always want to make sure you have something to write on to write with. And if you're watching on Facebook, by the way, make sure again you hit the like, the heart, and most importantly, hit the share. Because if you don't need this, somebody you're connected to will need this, and they'll need it so much. So the cost of a comeback, because again, my friend, everybody to some degree has been affected or is connected to someone who's been affected. So let me give you real quick steps of a comeback, the cost rather of a comeback. Number 1, it's going to cost consideration. See, if you're going to have this comeback, because we don't just want to inspire you and tell you, we want to give you some things, some nuts and bolts. You've got to sit down and consider it happened to others. And if they made a comeback, and some are still in the process of their comeback, I can come back. See, consider that God is no respecter of persons, but he is a respecter of principles that are practiced. And by the way, Sue's going to give you some things. I'm going to give you some things. So make sure you don't just, note takers are money makers, but action takers are big money makers, right? So to considerations, I want you to consider that again, if it happened for others, it can happen for you. And we've had so many speakers giving you their story of their comeback, and so consider it. See, you got to sit down and stop for a minute. You got to just, everybody, even in this time of things being shut down where I am here in Texas, but people are still moving fast. They're still being entertained and put to sleep by the television and so forth. And one of my friends calls it the electronic income reducer. So if you need a financial comeback, you might want to turn that thing off or down until you get back to your finances where you want it. But consideration. But you've also, you got to, if you want to have a comeback, the cost of a comeback, you've got to spend time in consideration. Consider that if it happened for others, it can happen for you. But consider the people that love and care about you that are pulling for you. See, you say, oh, but Dr. Breakthrough, you don't know me. No, you don't understand. They may not have verbalized it to you, but there are people, my friend, that are looking at you. There are people, my friend. So whether you have a son, or you might be like Sue that has 2 sons, you might not be like me. We have 899. We have 8 children. I don't know, but there's somebody somewhere watching you. I mentor so many people. There are people watching. And sometimes it's not the people even that we're over per se. Sometimes it's the people that have mentored or spent time with us that are just pulling, saying, look, they're in a rough time right now, but I know they're going to come out okay. And even if they didn't verbalize that to you, and so sit down, you got to consider. See, this is stuff that'll put fire on the inside. Like one of our speakers said, if the fire on the inside is stronger than the fire on the outside, you're going to make it. So you're going to come back, my friend. It's going to cost, right? But it's okay. You got to stop, breathe. My wife's always saying, baby, just breathe. I always tell people I'm the kite, she's the string, right? She's like, okay, come on back down, big boy. But anyway, but consider, you got to stop, just smell the roses, right? One of our speakers talked about the power of today, right? The power of today. And part of the thing that's going on too is, you can't just be thinking about, the success of the past. Let me see, I think I wrote something down there. I'm gonna see if I can find that. But he said his mom kept telling me, okay, I can't quite find it, but something about home run hits from yesterday won't win tomorrow's ball game, right? Something like that. So anyway, but now, so the successes that happened in the past, so no, some of you are gonna have to recreate. You're gonna have to, we'll talk about in just a minute, but the cost is you've got to consider some things. Consider there are people pulling for you, although they haven't verbalized it to you. Then consider your haters. Yeah. See, haters, Haters, having animosity toward everyone reaching success, right? Man, you've had some successes. You've achieved some things. Like one of my mentors said, if you want people, get after you, do 3 things. Have more, know more, and do more. He said, now, if you want people, leave you alone, do 3 things. Have nothing, know nothing, do nothing. Well, I got to thinking, if you have nothing, know nothing, do nothing, they're going to call you lazy. And no. I said, okay, might as well get in trouble for doing something good. So many of you are listening to me. You've achieved some things, and that's where setback means. You got set back now, right? So here's the thing. And some of you know you have haters, my friend. They've been hating on you. Listen, what do you think they're going to say when you just stay down? It's like Zig. I used to travel, speak with him. Zig, he says it's not falling down in water that drowns a person, is staying down, right? So you got to make your comeback. You got to get up. Like my good friend Les Brown, of course, we speak together several meetings, but he said if life knocks you down, fall on your back, because as long as you can look up, you can get up, my friend. And I want you to know I believe in you, and Sue believes in you. And as a matter of fact, I'm giving the fire, but Sue's going to come with the heart. You watch and see what I'm talking about. So consider, my friend. But hey, watch this, though. It's going to take commitment. And I want to congratulate you. It's not just consideration. It's going to take commitment. And you've been showing up. Many of you showed up every night, all 5 days. And others of you showed up not just all 5 days of the challenge, but all 5 bonus days. Congratulations. But it's going to take a commitment on your part. See, you've got to be consistent and determined. See, nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius, it's almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are almost omnipotent, by Calvin Coolidge. So the man and woman that won't be whooped can't be whooped. So you keep getting back up, but there's a cost to a comeback. It's going to cost you. You got to consider. It's going to cost you, my friend. You got to be committed, not try. Hey, write this down. The try is to lie. See, when you say I tried, that means you give it an effort, and as soon as it doesn't work, now you give your mind an excuse to shut down and stop. Oh, no, no. Each one of these speakers are people who are committed. Like, by the way, you really are on the inside. We're just going to help pull that out of you, my friend. And you, listen, I don't know. Maybe you said, but Doc, I've been knocked down too many times. This is just, okay, I understand, my friend, but you can do this one. Yes, you can. But it's just going to take some commitment. Now, you've been committed enough. You've gotten on and watched the lives. You've been committed enough that others of you have been doing the different units and the homework. You've been committed. Some of you made the commitment, my friend, of buying the package, which every last one of you that truly wants your breakthrough ought to do. That's, ought to invest in yourself. But I'm saying it's going to cost you that. But real quick, it's going to cost you, are you ready? Your comfort zone. The comeback is going to cost you your comfort zone. And this is where we're going to bring Sue in, because you talk about a woman that came outside her comfort zone. When you hear her story, I mean, we're part of a mastermind group, and I think I told you all, I'm not sure, but we invested in ourselves, so we paid several $1,000s for a system that one of our mentors, Pedro, has, and then he came out with a mastermind group in this, the very first time, and founders and so forth, and a little over $10,000. So we invested in that. We're like, hey, let's go. And Sue's one of the ones in there. And I tell you what, one day we were having our mastermind meet, and Sue, when she started telling her story, I was like, wow. So get ready to be, wow. Sue, author. Sue, who's a speaker. Sue, who's a wife and a mother of 2 boys. Sue, who also empowers other people to write their books. And she's going to she was telling me right before this, something she's about to do soon is going to blow your mind. But this is a woman of faith, who stepped outside her comfort zone because she said, you know what? I don't just want to exist. I want to thrive. Sue, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here.
Awesome.
Awesome.
We love that smile. You're from South Africa, but now you live in England?
I sure do.
So
I've lived here for a long time, actually.
You really speak English. We speak American.
Yes. And I know that you call these bangs. It's actually a fringe. That's the proper word, not bangs.
Okay.
And you spell everything incorrectly as well, like flavor and endeavor, various other words.
All righty. Well, Sue, yeah, share your inspiring story, and I know you got some tidbits also to drop along the way. But again, I thank you. I appreciate you for coming, and your smile and your energy, the essence. I told my wife when I met her, I was like, babe, it was something about your essence. And then when on that call, there was something about your smile and your sincerity and even your vulnerability. And I think that's what attracts people today to true coaches, is that, hey, I'm gonna let you know, man, I've been through some stuff.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, we are in the same mastermind together, and it has been truly life-changing. Now, just to give you a bit of backstory, probably about 1.5 years ago, after trying to build a business and it just not being able to generate sustainable income, I had to let it go and go back to full-time work because we needed the income.
That's a setback.
So it was a setback, yes, and not the first time either. And I've had multiple disappointments in my life in multiple areas. I've been hospitalized with depression, which you probably don't know, Dr. Breakthrough.
Wow.
Multiple times. And so, and I've had a friend commit suicide, my flatmate at the time. So I've had a number of things that have been pretty darn difficult, okay? And built up some disappointment because of it. Done my best to let go of it and pray through it, but sometimes it just kind of builds up, and it's hard. It can be hard to get over it. So I know some people here might be struggling with that disappointment. So I really want to give you hope tonight and just help you and encourage you that, this man over here, he can help you break through some of that disappointment as well, and just have an expectation again and hope again, because that is such an important part. If we're talking about tips to your breakthrough, having an expectation for a breakthrough, an expectation for things to turn around is so important. So tonight I want to give you hope, because things have turned around dramatically for me. So 1.5 years ago, I was back in a full-time job, feeling pretty discouraged, did my best in it though, you know, giving it my full attention and heart, but still harboring those business dreams, which had kind of almost died. Then 2020 arrived, obviously COVID hit. It was perplexing for everyone. None of us you know, had any idea what on earth was going to happen through 2020. What's all this about, you know? And yet, funny enough, probably about a month before we joined the mastermind, or before I even came across our current mentor, I had the sense that God was up to something. God was up to something in 2020. And I actually spoke prophetically to my church in our church meeting, a Zoom church meeting at the time during lockdown, where it suddenly just came out of me, where I said, you know what, God is up to something. We think that the devil is just taking over, you know, because of COVID, but actually God is not chasing after his fires. God is not trying to put out the devil's fires. In fact, it's a sign. When you see the enemy really doing something, it's actually a sign of something it's really powerful that God is orchestrating and God is planning. And this just suddenly came
Sue,
out of me. I just thought.
Okay, Sue, wait. Oh my goodness. Okay, I got to share this with you. Literally an hour ago, God gave me this dropped in my spirit. I mean, I didn't hear an audible voice, and but we, of course, we talking about setbacks. So here's what he gave me: a setback is a setup for God to show up. And this is what you're saying. A setback is a setup for our God to show up. So okay, so you made this declaration or something, that church you're saying. I apologize.
Yeah,
but
so at the church, I made this declaration. I said, you know what? God is about to break through. I used the word breakthrough. It's so amazing that you've invited me here, because I used the word breakthrough. I said, I believe 2020 is going to be a year of breakthrough, and God is doing something. Behind the scenes, it's not quite evident yet, but he is about to break through. Some of you people who've been praying for certain things for years, you've been praying for them to change, and they haven't changed. This year, God is going to bring the breakthrough. 2020 could be the best year of your life. And so far now, because of the last 2 months, 2020 is the best year of my life. It has become the best year of my life, and it's just getting better and better.
It didn't start off being the best.
The other thing that came out of me was just that verse: He will restore the years the locust has eaten. And what I said to them, what I say to you tonight as well, is that all the pain that you've been through, all the setback that you've been through, all the disappointment that you've been through, expect double the joy, double the reward, double the breakthrough, double the the fulfillment and the abundance and everything that you're needing in terms of the solution. Expect double that, because God is a restorer, and he will restore the years the locust has eaten. And it says in Isaiah, talks about how he will effectively, Joyce Meyer calls it double for your trouble. You know, I can't remember the exact verse, but it says, I will give you, maybe you remember Dr. Breakthrough, but I will give you double everything you formerly had. It's something along those lines. Right. So anyway, just back to my story. So fast forward in 2020, around May time, I then joined a challenge, much like this one. Challenges are amazing. I was loving it so much, getting so much out of it. As Stan here says, we then signed up for a course, and then he offered the mastermind, which was an even bigger investment. And
by the way, the first one was a big enough investment, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 2,000, and then another 10,000. So, you know, what you are offering is a total no-brainer. It's so ridiculously low in terms of the offer. So he makes this offer. Now, I had already experienced significant life change. I struggled for years to wake up early in the mornings. I'm was a total sleeper inner. And I struggled so much that I would snooze through alarms. I would just completely ignore alarms. My husband would have to phone me sometimes to wake me up. He's such a good husband.
Get up, Sue.
Yeah, he would phone me. He'd be on the train on the way to London, and he would phone me. And I'm traditionally quite a night owl, but it was just something that really bothered me. And I read all the books, read all the techniques, and nothing worked. But after investing in this mentor and learning from him and being coached by him, because of his anointing, because he's such a man of God and also has such a knowledge, and also he's broken through stuff and overcome stuff himself, I suddenly miraculously started waking up at 5 a.m. every morning out of nowhere. And I prayed for this for years. I'd prayed for years. I wasn't even expecting to get up at 5 a.m. I just prayed to be able to get up at about 6 or 6:30, just a little bit earlier. And I suddenly started waking up 5 a.m. every morning, no alarm, nothing. I don't need an alarm anymore. I'm still doing it. Ever since then, I've been waking up at 5 a.m. or around 5:30 every single morning with no alarm at all. And this is the person who couldn't even get up with multiple alarms. And so as a result, I started being able to get so much more done in my day. Just some of the shame I had around it as well. It just felt like such a weakness. And I felt like a bit of a loser just because I couldn't get up in the morning. Obviously, all that is completely obliterated. I've got about 2 hours extra in my day. It's a complete miracle. Not only that, after spending time with this mentor and learning from him, I instantly started experiencing so much more motivation, so much more enthusiasm for life, zest for life. It reignited my business dreams, which had pretty much died. And I started to believe again, really started to believe again. And that's the power of a mentor and someone who's been where you want to go, is they help you to believe again. They help you to have hope again. And this is what it really gave me. And because of that, I just started taking massive action towards building a business again, all on the side, complete side hustle, still doing my full-time job. But in the evenings, because I was so motivated, I was just taking a lot of action towards building my dream business again. And so that was the other thing. My business has started taking off. I'm literally building the business of my dreams. It has taken off. I now have over 100 people in my challenge. I have a bunch of clients from my last challenge. I'm undoubtedly going to get more clients from this challenge, and I'm probably going to be able to quit my job on Monday. After only 2 months.
Wow.
I've dreamed of having this business for years. I'm finally doing it. But not only that, it's not just any business. It's an incredibly fulfilling business, a purposeful business, helping other people and seeing their lives change. That's the other thing. So waking up really early in the mornings. The other thing was the business. The other thing he did for me was, as I said, I've gone through a lot of disappointment. And through listening and absorbing and learning everything that he had to teach, because of the impartation I received, one evening after listening to what he was teaching, I suddenly just started sobbing. And I realized what God was doing. He was literally healing my heart from disappointment. And by the morning, that disappointment had literally been lifted out of my heart and gone, just completely gone. Another complete miracle. And as a result of that, I just became even more excited, unstoppable. In fact, I felt unstoppable because disappointment was now gone. Disappointment can hold you back. It can weigh you down. It can be like an anchor, and it sucks away your motivation. When you don't have hope, disappointment is the opposite of hope. So when you disappointment, you find it hard to believe for that breakthrough, to believe for things to change. So when that had gone, it was like that hindrance just opened the door for me to just expect even more in my life, and the opportunities that have been pouring in even beyond my business is just incredible. I've got people reaching out to me from all over the place, wanting to partner up with me, wanting me to speak, wanting me to do various things. It's just like the floodgates have opened quite literally. So 2020, is the year for me. And God has no favorites, guys. He has no favorites. So 2020 can be the year for you. But I want to just give you a couple of keys of the things that really helped for me. It was willing to get up again. You've got to be willing to get up again. I was almost wanting to give up, but I didn't. And that is the key. If you don't quit, you will win. But you have to decide that you are not going to quit. You know, I love Winston Churchill. He literally just said, never, never, never give up. So never give up, guys. Just keep going. Keep investing in yourself as well. I took a big risk. You know, I invested 2K and then another 10K. And some of it was money that we didn't really have. Some of it was holiday money. We just decided to spend it on investing in me and investing in my future, because we believed that this would make a huge difference and actually impact every area of our life. And it is now doing that. So one of the keys is you need to invest in a mentor. You need to invest in someone who has been on the path that you want to go, someone who's experienced the breakthrough that you want to experience. And so, you know, you've been listening to Dr. Breakthrough here. This is a powerful man. I've listened to some of his stuff, and he's obviously overcome some things in his life. I can tell. You know, you can tell when there's that authority on someone's life, and that, you know, that weight that they carry. And I can tell, Stan, that you carry that. So guys, if you want to receive that, you know, there's an impartation that comes when someone is teaching you. A lot is caught rather than just taught. So you will learn stuff from a program such as his, but you will also catch. You will catch the spirit that is on him. You will catch the breakthrough anointing that is on him for your life. So that was key. Key was me just taking the risk, spending money that we felt that we actually didn't have, but doing it anyway, and just taking a leap of faith. And then the second thing was taking action, just taking consistent action, doing what the mentor said to do, because you've got to apply it as well. And just doing it consistently. And because of that, I just had breakthrough after breakthrough. Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention, my marriage has gone to another level as well. So not only have I had results in my business, in my personal life, but you know, when you get, often one breakthrough just leads to another breakthrough, it leads to another breakthrough. And when you get the keys, and you're going to get the keys to breakthrough in every area of your life. So when you get the keys to breakthrough, and when you learn the methods and you know, techniques and tips to get breakthrough, you can then apply it to every other area of your life. And this is what I experienced, is my marriage is also just, it's changed. It was a good marriage already. We had a great marriage, but it has gone to a whole nother level because of having a mentor in my life who's obviously got a great marriage himself, and he has imparted that to us. And so the level of intimacy that we are experiencing in our marriage, and also just the level of fun we are experiencing, has gone to a whole new level. My husband said to me, and he said to our mentor, I have a new wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
He literally said, I have a new wife. And that's what he told me. I'm kind of hoping that the old one was okay. But
okay, let me interpret. He meant I have a better version of my wife. That's what he's trying to tell you. See, we men, we're a little different with our words.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what he meant.
Congratulations.
So that's my story.
Well, you know, I mean, it's hard to imagine that you were depressed and all this. It's hard, and I think that's part of the problem. Like Pedro said the other day, he said, winning is easy. And so I put in the thing, yeah, winning is easy when you're winning. You just got to get to the momentum going to when you get to that winning, because so here's what I always teach people: before the breakthrough, it's like all struggle and little or no success.
Yeah.
After the breakthrough, it's like all success with little or no struggle. And you're like, and so then other people see you and like, man, you make that look so easy. And you're like, we wasn't always like this. Trust me. You know,
yeah.
and even his story of 3 years of just depression and just down and out, yeah, and everything, you know. And so folks, that's what I keep trying to get across to you all, is as these people are giving you these powerful stories and these tidbits and things, you know, I'm so glad that they're being vulnerable, that they're opening up and they're not letting you think that, you know, hey, yeah, it's just, everything's always been great. I mean, it's just, you know, no struggles for me. I never had to have a comeback. I'm just here to kind of try to spookle some dust on you all that need it, right? It's like, no, it's like, hey, this is what we live, right? And you know, our guest, I think yesterday, Austin, was, the guy was a high school dropout, ninth grade, right? And ended up being a drug dealer
Wow.
but now he's made multiples of millions of dollars, and he's pouring into empowering people's lives. Got his breakthrough. I mean, he was sleeping on people's couches and doing all kind of crazy stuff, you know. And now, you know, so and the key is, folks, they all said the same thing. Now, Sue, I thought I invested a lot in personal development and coaches and mentors. He's invested up to $1 million. I was like, whoa. He said, yeah,
Wow.
one coaching program was like $50,000. No, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get to that level too.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna keep investing. I'm gonna keep investing for the rest of my life, because that is where my life has changed. Wherever I've invested in a valuable mentor, that is where my life has changed and accelerated.
Right.
It's a fast track. It's a fast track to God breaking through and God helping you move in your purpose and your calling.
Now, those of you in America, she's saying fast track. Fast track. Yes.
Fast track.
So Sue, I'm going to go over, let me show you again, because many of you, thank God for those of you who've already said, you know, Dr. Breakthrough, man, I don't want this to stop. Matter of fact, that's what made us do the bonus days, right? And others like, okay, but I want to go deeper. I want to go further. I want to get into more of the nitty gritty and so forth. So we put together irresistible offers. I kind of call this a breakthrough Godfather offer. It's too good to refuse, right? And but something that for those of you who want it, for those of you who say, you know what, I've heard enough. I'm ready to make an investment in my life and change and so forth. So let me show you. We covered it a couple of days, and we said tonight is the last night. So you want to take advantage of this. And again, you can find this on breakthroughempowermentcenter.com, or you can just go to www.theinternetmentor. They're exactly go the same way. Just for some reason, the Breakthrough Empowerment Center, the www won't let it work. So I just got to make that distinction. But here's what you're going to get. You're going to receive 7-step breakthrough formula coaching. And remember, Licia the other day, we were talking about how I was speaking there at that event. And she said, Dr. Breakthrough, what offer are you going to make? And I said, well, I'm going to offer my mentors package. She's like, no. She's like, the people are hearing from you. They want to be trained by you. I said, well, I don't even have a coaching package. She's like, well, let's put it together right now. I was like, I speak in like 25 minutes. She said, it'll take 10 minutes. Come on into my office. And she sat me down. We mapped it out. And I said, so, you know, what will I charge? She said, well, I think $5,000 is a good. I said, $5,000? She's like, yeah, easy, sure. And so, okay. Because again, now, I mean, here she's training. So she becomes the mentor at that time, because I've not been in that area, right? Now, she had me teach her some self-defense things. That I was her mentor that way. She had me, but when it came to, no, now she's my mentor. So she said, just go out there and just do what you do. Love on the people, teach them. And then those who want to go further, then they're going to want to learn your formula. And by the way, a formula is something that works every time by everyone that works in every situation they work it in. And my friend, this is incredible. I made that offer that night after I spoke, and 9 people. And by the way, there was 2 couples that were from England, from the UK. Then, but the 9 people bought that offer for $5,000. I was shocked. I was like, my goodness. And a couple of them came up and said, I can't believe you made that so inexpensive.
Yeah.
Right? So, and by the way, folks, let me help you all. Some of you that are speakers and trainers, you know, one of the reasons why I know when I make things available to people that I know that people will purchase them, first of all, is because people love to buy, and they love to be sold by people that sell them what can empower them at a price that makes sense to them and give them great customer service. Okay. So watch this. So that now I recorded those live training sessions that the people paid $5,000. And then I just started selling the recordings for $19.97. So here's what I'm going to do, my friend. You're going to get those, but you're not going to pay $19.97. Matter of fact, I'm going to also give my 21-day breakthrough challenge. Now, when you were speaking, so one of the ladies that was the third day on the 21-day breakthrough challenge, she called me. She said, "Dr. Breakthrough, do you know what you did to me?" She's like, I'll never be the same ever, you know. And I'm sitting here next to my wife. I got on speakerphone, and I'm like, "Lady, you better explain what you done." She said,
Wow.
She said, "I am back. I've been like parked on the side of life." She said, "I'm a super go-getter. So to everybody else, I look fine. But about 12 years ago, something happened." She said, "Just knocked me out. And I've never been the same. I've never been able to put my finger on it." And she said, "In that third day of your challenge, it hit me." And she said, "I will never be the same again." And this lady said, "By the way, I work with a company." She said, "Please, can you, I'm gonna get the owner on the phone with you. Would you do something to let her?" Okay. And the whole company, my friend, they made where the whole company would go through the challenge. As a matter of fact, a pastor that took this challenge, his life transformed. He flew me out to his church in California, had me preach, and then had the whole church, 500 people sign up to take the challenge. And
Wow.
breakthrough after break. And then he was over 2 other churches too, and he's going to send me to those other. This is right when that pandemic hit. I was like, "Oh, okay." So,
Yeah.
but anyway, but I'm saying, but we've had some incredible things happen. You're going to also get that. And then after people went through the 21-day challenge, they said, "Oh my goodness, you got to have something else." So I came up with a 10-day advanced biblical breakthrough challenge, right? And so, and by the way, the 21-day challenge is only 3 to 5 minute videos. I call it micro coaching. And every day you log in, you take the lesson. Well, the 10-day is 10-minute videos. So it's 10 days to becoming 10 times better by the grace of God, for the glory of God, and for the good of the people of God.
Oh,
And it has just been revolutionizing people's lives. And somebody said, "Oh man, that's perfect, because when I take the 21 day and the 10-day, that's 31 days. I can do that, you know." And then of course, you know, so that's a God thing. But anyway, all of that you're going to get for just $247.99. There's a misprint, said $249. It's $247.99.
you're crazy.
I know. But because of COVID, because a lot of you I know have lost your jobs, and many of you haven't been even able to pay rent and so forth. I've heard some of your stories, and so I wanted to be sensitive to that. And now just know this will never be offered at this price again. Obviously, you do know that, right? I mean, so anyway, matter of fact, there was a couple. I was on the other day. It's like, wait a minute, we bought your 10-day for $297. Wait a minute, you're giving that and the 21-day in your signature. Can we like buy it again just to get the other ones, right? So anyway, then you're going. I feel like I'm on television, but wait, there's more. And then you're going to get some bonuses like Alicia Little, who's going to give you her PDF on 4 different side hustles that you can start making money today, like on different side hustles. And I mean, you all heard her story. I mean, you know, 12,000 square foot mansion and no problem, no fault of her own. Just her husband just went crazy on the deep end, and she ended up sleeping on her sister's couch and losing everything. And he blocked her out of the businesses and everything. And now she's back to traveling, speaking on. Matter of fact, Nadia and I, she's actually worked with the whole country of Jamaica, where she has a place in Florida and in Jamaica, and she's brought us there to speak. Last time we were there, it was like 1,200 young people there to speak to, and anyway, just incredible thing. But what I'm saying is this: she's going to give that. That's one of the main things she teaches the whole country of Jamaica, and she's put it in the PDF. Her and her sister made that available. Dr. Katrina Ferguson, remember, she talked about the taxes. This lady, kind of a similar situation. The husband went off the deep end and left her and her 4 children, and she had to go get a job, and because she was a stay-at-home mother and had to, and so eventually she got started with network marketing companies and was able to build her own dream 8,000 square foot home, you know, and travel. Anyway, and now she does taxes and teaches people and so forth. You're going to get an actual consultation with her. And I've personally referred people to her that she's gone over their old taxes and gotten back $3,000, $6,000, $10,000, $20,000. And so, you know, I don't know if she could do that for you, but I'm saying you get a chance to talk to her and find out. And then Dr. Johannes J. Christian, oh my goodness, never heard a story like this. She's talking about heart. That man, the big boulder that a teenager threw off the overpass that came through his car, hit him in the face and knocked him in the back seat of the car, knocked out his eyes and knocked off his nose, broke all of every bone in his face and knocked out all of his teeth. And they just knew he was going to die. But by the way, his godson was sitting in the passenger side, grabbed the steering wheel, pulled the car over, put the brake on, so forth, called the police. And they did an ambulance. They said, no, he's going to die. But he lived. And 40 surgeries later, And you heard the story about him. He was a pastor, and then the church said, no, we want you to still be our pastor. And so he had to learn and do things. He made a comeback though, and now he's living, doing great things. He's got a book called The Face of Forgiveness. You're going to get that book. Dr. Willie Jolly, one of the top 5 speakers in the world. He's the guy that we were speaking together 20 years ago at Howard University and said, Dr. Stan, I know you got a doctorate in divinity and a PhD in martial arts and a few credits away from a doctor of naturopath, but branding's everything. You need to be Dr. Breakthrough, he said, because when you break those boards and those bricks with things written on them like fear and low esteem and doubt and procrastination, all those things, said, like a person goes to a doctor and he writes a prescription. You're the guy with the prescription for the breakthrough. I said, well, I don't know if that's true, but I'll live the rest of my life to make sure it is. Thank you for the compliment. And anyway, and so it just stuck. But you're going to get his book, A Setback is a Setup for a Comeback. You're the Syria King, who's also part of our group, by the way. She's going to give you 2 weeks to her signature 1K per day training. And whether you want to make $1,000 a day through Facebook Lives, 1,000 comments or 1,000 likes and share. Listen, incredible. Then Austin, my goodness, he's going to give you his powerful trainings and downloads. This is the guy that was a high school dropout from in 9th grade, became a drug dealer, but then my friend ended up sleeping on different people's couches and his life just a mess, and finally got his life turned around and came to know the Lord and got involved in home-based business and made multiple millions of dollars. And now he's got such powerful trainings. You're going to get that with this package. And then Sue. We don't even have to say nothing else. Sue Sunstrom's going to give you a PDF. It's called How to Overcome Procrastination. Now, come on now. How many of y'all know? Listen, I teach that procrastination is the assassination of your destination. Thus, you must act now. See, you notice the word procrastination. I put a capital N. The largest nation of failures in the world are those who procrastinate. And so, my friend, you do not want to procrastinate anymore. And so guess what? Sue has graciously said, Dr. Breakthrough, I just want to give this to your folks. And so folks, that PDF alone for some of you is going to be worth more than the $247.99. Because if you did nothing else but break the habit of procrastination and do like Sue did and get started in a mastermind or get started with another business concept and a mastermind and so forth. And imagine, if it did nothing else for you except give you that one business idea or that one concept, the $247.99 is crazy. So listen, my friend, if it did nothing else, but again, expose you to these powerful breakthrough trainings that quite frankly, I really shouldn't do this, but you're going to have access as long as the website's up, you're going to have access to that for as long as that website's up. So I've had some people, Sue, that like the 21-day challenge who got it 8 months ago. And they said, Doc, every month on the 1st, I start on day 1 and second, day 2, and day 3, and day 4. And so then I just thought about talking with Sue. We're going to also, for everyone that buys the package, I'm going to have a special group. And we'll have a special community where you're going to have access to me, where if you got a question about any of the trainings and so forth, and then I'll even do a little training or so extra inside that group. So, and again, many of you know that, we've been blessed to be paid as much as $47,000 to speak 1 hour. And you've had almost an hour now, but Sue and I are going to give you a discount. It's only $247.
And yeah, and can I just say that the power of community is incredible. That we've really experienced that in the mastermind group that we're in. Literally just the encouragement, the support, also the ideas from other people in the group have literally just carried me and again just given me such momentum and accelerated the process as well. It's been amazing.
Well, and again, it got you this speaking engagement.
Yeah.
Right? So that's
multiple speaking engagements.
Multiple, right? But yes, exactly, multiple, and many more to come. And as a matter of fact, you might be even watching this. Man, I want to get in contact with Sue as well to do it. So we're gonna get you. Make sure everyone that gets that pack's going to get her information. And folks, I'm telling you, this is again the reason we're doing this. It's like literally, I'm paying for you to get your breakthrough. I mean, that's literally what it's like. And I know I shouldn't do this, but if you say, Doc, like I had a lady the other day, she's like, Doc, I'm on Social Security and so forth. Is there any way? So we'll break it in 2 payments. I know I shouldn't do this. I know. But if you need to, now, if you don't need to, don't do it. But if you need me to break it in 2 payments, I think it's 2 payments of 140, 140.99, 140. It'll be 2 payments, 30 days. So from the first payment, then 30 days. Of course, if you get it sooner, you want to put it, that's fine. But just keep in mind, you're not going to get all those extra bonuses until you make your second payment. So that's just, and it's a little bit higher because I'm actually financing it for you. Okay. And so if you remember Austin's story of when he got involved with a mentor, it was like $1,300 something, and he sold a car, and I mean, crazy stuff. But you say crazy, but now look at what's happening now, right? And I don't know if that's going to happen for you. It may happen better, may not, I don't know, but I know one thing for sure, my friend. Your time as a caterpillar has expired. Your breakthrough wings are now ready. And so, my friend, was it Les Brown that said, information costs, but it pays for itself 10 times over. And then Jim Rohn, who I used to travel and speak with, he's known as the foremost business philosopher. Bless his heart, he's in heaven now. But, you know, Sue, he used to say something that's so profound but simple. He said, a formal education will help you make a living, but personal development will help you make a fortune. And I always say, why just make a living when you can actually get a mentor, learn some different methods and employ them, implement them, and make a fortune? Why? So you can be blessed to be a blessing to others. So I trust this has blessed you. So what I'm going to do, Sue, I'm going to see if I can close out. Again, go over to Breakthrough Empowerment Center. And by the way, I did leave out one more thing. So we only have spots for 10 more people. Okay. So 10 more people. And so you just go and sign up. And I hate to tell you this, if you're the 11th one, then I'm going to have to call you and tell you I apologize. So if I were you, I wouldn't let grass grow underneath my feet. I would go ahead and move now. And I always say, like Napoleon Hill said, unsuccessful people take a long time to make up their mind and change quickly. Successful people make up their mind quickly and change slowly, if ever. So Sue, give us some closing thoughts, because you the bomb.com.
My closing thought, oh my goodness, just take action, take a risk on yourself. Believe in yourself enough that you take a risk on yourself and choose to invest in yourself, because it will reward you over and over again. In fact, it's the best investment that you can make is the investment in yourself, because, you know, we could invest in a house and it could go down in value, it could crash. You could invest in the stock market and again, it could crash. But when you invest in yourself, the skills that you develop can never be taken away from you. The knowledge you gain, the strategies, the methods, whatever it is that you've invested in, that can never be taken away from you, and you can use it for the rest of your life.
Awesome. By the way, Isaiah 61:7 was the verse, for shame you shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. So I like to say, God will give you double for your trouble, and he'll also give you triple for your trials. Oh, come on, somebody.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Sue, it's been a pleasure. I don't know, I hope y'all got as much of this out of this as I mean, I'm like filled to overflowing. I'm like, man, my sister, by the way, I always tell people, listen, she's my sister. You know why? Because we got the same father. We're part of the same family, and we got the same future.
Yeah, in spite of this. Hail.
Okay. So anyway, so again, my friend, thank you. And Sue, you're incredible. If I were you, my friend, I'm telling you this. And by the way, if we hadn't invested in this program, I wouldn't even be doing this type of this whole. So even if you got blessed out of this, you got blessed because of an investment that I made in myself and in my business to learn how I could reach more people. I mean, that just hit me. I just thought about that. Yeah. And so of course, you know, we made this absolutely free. Now in business people pay me $500 an hour to coach them and so forth. And we haven't charged anything here. Your investment of your time. And thank you for that. And Sue, again, thank you for coming. On behalf of everybody, did I tell y'all she was going to give you heart? But she didn't just give you heart. She gave you some fire too. How many of you would like to get your breakthrough and all of a sudden see it? And that's one of the main things we teach in our course too, is One breakthrough leads to another breakthrough. We're going to teach you how, instead of having a one breakthrough in a lifetime, instead of an occasional breakthrough, we're going to show you how breaking through becomes a lifestyle. You start going from breakthrough, the breakthrough, the breakthrough, the bigger breakthrough, the bigger breakthrough, the astronomical breakthrough. And matter of fact, we're putting together what's called the Breakthrough Lifestyle Network, doing just that. And again, Isaiah 54:3, for thou shalt break forth on the left hand and on the right. That's why we started 5:43. And don't forget, I've been praying every morning. Everybody who's part of this group, I've called your name out in the morning, and we've been fasting. So we did 5 days, nothing but water and juice, and we've had 5 bonus days. So it's been 10 days altogether. I'm praying. I'm believing. I'm invested in your comeback. So you, my friend, do the same. So I'm not even going to cover these other points because our time is out. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say this. In behalf of my lovely wife, Nadia, I call her my ABCD, my adorable brown caramel delight. I tell people she's eye candy, brain food, and spiritual refreshment in one package. I mean, she's not just beautiful, she's brilliant, right? I'm super outgoing, she's super introverted, right? And I always got these huge, things. And she's the one that's always, okay, baby, we need steps, though. We need steps, And so, because I used to just tell people, just make it happen, just do it. She's like, baby, give them the steps. So you got it tonight. So from her, for us. And so again, on behalf of everybody, I know there's been some emojis, some hearts, some likes, some shares and all that. We send love, we send positivity, we send energy. And I thank you for taking a stand for yourself. Thank you. Because you could have, like you said, you could have just said, you know what? But you said, nope, I'm taking another chance. I'm getting up. I'm going outside my comfort zone. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then all these different things that you never even had an idea would happen. Folks, you have no idea what God has planned for you. Just like I have no idea. But I know one thing. I'm like a little kid. I'm so excited. I can't wait. And I want to just be in the right place at the right time with the right attitude. Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you so much for those who've attended. We claim the blood of Christ. So many heartaches, so many dreams that are dashed, Lord. So many people are in confusion right now. So many are in fear and so many allowing hatred to prevail. Father, we claim the blood of Christ. And right now, by grace, we drive back the forces of the evil one. We thank you that those that have an ear to hear will not just hear, they'll heed in Jesus' name. The name of Yeshua HaMashiach, our Savior. Amen and amen. Well, thank you. And again, Sue, we appreciate you. Bye-bye.